Hey everyone! So it's been about 7 years since I became an active member of the Floodescape 2 community. I made several maps over the past few years, but I'd say I'm the most proud of Archipelago. Yeah, in some way the design is similar to Flood Island. I've heard it many times since the map first came out. But once you see what the first version of the map looked like from 6-ish years ago, it will make sense why they look similar, trust me. In this video today, I will be going over the 4 versions of the map, starting from the original version from 2017 to the permanent 2024 version. Anyways, yeah, enjoy the video. Ah yes, version 1, the one that started it all. As you can clearly tell, it looks like Flood Island. That was the inspiration of the map at the time. I can't exactly remember who I worked on it with, because it's been like 6 years since this was made. The map was originally for some fan game I made called Flood Zero. It's like long gone now, but you can kind of see the similarities between this version and the current Archipelago version. Like the spawn, it's kind of similar in some way. Also kind of how the gameplay curves to the left, also like Flood Island. I was hugely inspired by that map. I don't necessarily have a lot to say about this map. All I can say is that I made this around the time I first started building on RFAStudios, so obviously it's not super detailed. But yeah, so that's basically Archipelago from 6-ish years ago. So 5 years go by, and all of a sudden I just kind of come across Abandoned Paradise again. And like, it would be so cool if I remade this map 5 years later. And that's what I did. That's what Paradise Island was. As you can tell, I definitely based the design off of Abandoned Paradise itself. You start off on a platform on water, then you press a button, you go to the left, and then from there it's kind of, you know, what it was like, just more detailed, and actual gameplay too. And once you kind of get into the third room is where things are a bit different. There's a big volcano now, and the gameplay, you know, it goes up like it did in the other one. But instead of going for the button on the right first, you go for the button on the left. And then after you press that button, you go to the right. And in Abandoned Paradise, it was the other way around, as you saw in the last one. Now the map itself wasn't super long, and ended up getting extended in future versions, as you'll see further in the video, but that's basically what the map was at the time. I didn't have much motivation to actually make it a good map, so yeah. So after a while, I ended up abandoning Paradise Island, and then coming back to it a few months later to remake it into the map everyone knows now, Archipelago. I got the name Archipelago from searching up other words for island, and I was like, hey, I never really seen an Archipelago map on Floodescape 2 before. So I took the Paradise Island model, I worked on it for a little bit, improved it detail-wise, added rain and thunder and all that fun stuff, and then it came to this map. The real improvements didn't really start until Crazy Blocks messaged me asking if he could highlight the map in Floodescape 2, which I was honestly surprised. I didn't think it was highlight worthy at the time. So I worked on it a little more, and it came to this version, known as the July 2023 highlighted version. So the first few sections of the map are just kind of the same as Paradise Island, just with more detail. But as you get further into the map, you notice that I extended it, and the extensions were actually like from the community themselves saying, hey, the map's a little bit short, you should extend it. And I can't remember, I think it was 00 Simple who told me, hey, add an underwater section, and that's what I did. And from there is where I needed to add the Archipelago, because the name is called Archipelago, so I decided to do it at the end of the map, along with a zipline kind of showing the islands and stuff around it. And from here we have the final version. In this Archipelago version, there's been a lot of changes, and I have to thank Chris Semler and Cinnabon a lot for helping me with the detail, because at this time I was way too busy to be able to actually update the map for the permanent update. So huge props to them. Thank you so much for your help. I appreciate both of you. So in this version there's a lot of lighting changes and detail changes and platforming changes. It's less blocky, as you would say. I worked on a lot of new timelines effects because I learned a lot about them and cool things you could do with them, as you can see with the volcano eruption effect. I'm super happy with how the final version of the map came out, and seeing it change so much from just version 1 is mind-blowing. When I released the detail update, people were very surprised with all the changes, and I was too, honestly. I didn't think they'd go all out for the detail changes, and I was like, wow, this feels a lot better. I'm very happy with how it turned out. So yeah, those are basically the 4 versions of Archipelago from 2017 to 2024. I want to thank everyone who's supported me with the development of this map. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't already, make sure to go play Flood Escape 2 to play version 4 of Archipelago.